I'm going to call on Miss Arvy Nahar to speak to us from our own perspective as a contract specialist in the energy sector and the associate editor of the Oil and Gas Operations African Leadership Group. And she's also a board advisor, energy sector librarian, Chamber of Commerce. Arvy has extensive commercial experience in the energy sector, developed working for major oil and energy clients within the City of London and internationally. She's an expert in energy sector contracts, experiential skill set garnered over the past 14 years of living and operating across the Middle East and Africa. So I'm going to call on Ms. Nahar now to give us, and please, because of time,
Sure.
if you can keep it as
I would try my utmost best to keep within time, but
all right.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Kede and Mr. Sosa, for this wonderful invitation. It's really great to be here and share the kind of knowledge for Nigeria. So as a contract specialist, I'd like to touch on a couple of points that I think are really vital for us to start discussing, and that's the opportunity sector there. Obviously, over the last 6 to 9 months, the whole world has been in a state of chaos with a low oil and gas price. But saying that, Nigeria in particular, as always, has performed in a way that you would see one of Africa's largest oil producers performing. So we've had a number of very positive things, and I'm very optimistic about the region. So, during lockdown is when we had the marginal bids and the proposals for the bids being submitted for the offshore bid rounds in Nigeria. Now, during this time, over 600 companies put in bid submissions for the exploration blocks in country. Now, what that does tell you that even at this current in this current climate, where the oil and gas price is so very low, there is still a lot of traction and a lot of opportunity in E&P work. Now, that also tells you that's not exclusive to in-country operations, but also international IOCs as well. So I'm very optimistic with regards to investment and opportunity for the region. Now, so for those of us that have worked operationally, will also ascertain and understand that the local operations are just one segment of contract development. When you're discussing a large LNG train, as we know, Train 7 has been given the approval in country. So when we're talking about the engineering and the development side, that's one element of the one phase to be discussed. But then you've also got the small and the mid-tier contracts that are of great interest. And that's everything that happens in and around the engineering sector. So we do know that Nigeria has a very strong local content policy. So we do know that the MD of NNPC recently made a statement whereby for Train 7 in particular, 85% of all local engineering and local content development will be conducted in country. And really that just shows you the kind of development that Nigeria does have within the energy sector. So there's lots of prospects and opportunities for the engineering sector, technical and commercial. And also we've had, recently in the news just of yesterday, Bloomberg TV discussed the possibility of NNPC going down the same route as Saudi Aramco. Again, discussions of a privatization bill. This is, a major key development for Nigeria and West Africa as a whole. I think a lot of emphasis is not really put on, operational capability during the time of COVID. It's been very challenging for a number of countries, because the oil price has been so low. So this year we've had the prepayment bill of $1.5 billion from Standard Chartered as an investment in country, well, more like a borrowing for an NPC. Now, this on a whole tells you that there is investment opportunity. People are investing, whether it's large institutional investors as well as small private equity firms. People are, especially here from the City of London, from my own experience, are looking for opportunities in Nigeria. The current policies and discussions of reforming of legislation around local content, it's been discussed at great length, which really, from an investor's perspective, and anybody wanting to go into Nigeria to perhaps discuss operational works or set up shop, it really just shows the level of exposure and transparency. We do know that NNPC have recently discuss transparency at a greater level to encourage international business in country and encourage investors entering the region. We do know that they've shared their auditing reports over the last 6 to 9 months. So this has all happened since January. So for me, I'm very optimistic about the region. I'm hoping that there's lots of contracts, whether it be engineering and commercial and technical contracts. We can support small services companies in country as well as out of London, actually start working within the region. So I hope I've not taken too much time. That's my thoughts on the region as a whole. Thank you.